Luke Combs just posted an unreleased original a couple days ago called Growing Up and Getting Old, so you know what time it is, we're making a tutorial. You guys know what you want to learn, so let's go right into it. Here we go. There's two different ways you can play this song. The first is exactly like Luke Combs by tuning down all your strings a half step, so E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B flat, and E flat. And then you'll be playing chords in the key of D while playing the actual key of C sharp. Another way you can play it is by putting your capo on the first fret in standard tuning and playing chords in the key of C, and then you'll still be in the key of C sharp. So I'll teach you both ways, but we'll start off with the standard tuning. So as I said before, for standard tuning, we're going to put our capo on the first fret, and we're using chords in the key of C. Starting off with the C major chord, we're going to have our ring finger on the third fret of the A string, middle finger on the second fret of the D, open G, and pointer finger on the first fret of the B. Next would be an F, which you can either play as in like an F over C shape or an F bar shape. The F bar is going to have your pointer finger on the low E and then the high B and the high E strings. Then your ring and pinky are going to be on the third fret of the A and the D, and pointer finger will be on the second fret of the G. The F over C, you're just going to take your pointer finger off and put it on the first fret of the B string, and then you're going to pull your thumb over the top and play the first fret of the low E. Moving to a G, you can either play the G bar shape, which will just take the F bar and slide it up 2 frets, or you can just play a G with your ring finger on the third fret of the low E, pointer finger on the second fret of the A, and pinky on the third fret of the high E. Last but not least is an A minor, which is going to have an open A string, middle finger and ring finger on the second fret of the D and the G, pointer on the first fret of the B, and open high E. So for the E flat tuning, I'm going to be referring to the strings as the normal string names, so E, A, D, G, B, E, all that same stuff. But the actual strings are tuned down a half step. So we're starting on a D major chord with an open D string, pointer finger on the second fret of the G, ring finger on the third fret of the B, and middle finger on the second fret of the high E. And he does some little hammer-ons with his pointer on the second fret of the G. Next is a G major chord, which is going to have your middle finger on the third fret of the low E, pointer on the second fret of the A, open D and G strings, and then ring and pinky on the third fret of the high B and E. And with this one, he does some hammer-ons with his pointer finger. Moving to an A major chord, you can either play it barring with your pointer finger, like I like to do, or with your middle ring and pinky. So barring it, you'll have an open A string, then your pointer finger will bar the second fret of the D, the G, and the B strings, and then an open high E. Last but not least is a B minor chord. This is going to be a bar chord with your pointer finger barring the second fret of the A and the high E. Then your ring and pinky are going to be on the fourth fret of the D and the G string, and your middle finger on the second fret of the B, or third fret, excuse me. So I'll be teaching you guys the chords and the strumming pattern in the E flat tuning, but I will have the chords in C still on the screen so you can play along if you want to do it like that. So to start off, there's going to be 2 separate strumming patterns. The first is going to go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. And the second one is going to go down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, down. And with that second one, you're going to normally switch between chords during that. So maybe between a D and a G, it'll go down, down, up, down, down, down. Or between a G and an A, down, down, up, down, down, down. You get the gist of it. And I'll put on the screen whether we're doing the first strumming pattern or the second strumming pattern as we go through the chords. So starting off in verse 1, we're going to do the first strumming pattern once on a D, then the second chord pattern on a G, and then to a D. And we'll play that twice for the first 2 lines. I still hit them dive bars every once in a neighborhood. Got a wild card that I keep inside my boot. Then for the second 2 lines, we're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to play the second strumming pattern first, and then the first strumming pattern after. So we're going to go from the A to the G on the second strumming pattern, and then we're going to play the first one on the D. I've been thinking lately maybe I should save it, 'cause them hangovers sure kick my ass these days. And then the last two lines are going to be the same strumming pattern, where we're going to go from a B minor to an A, then to a G, then a G to an A to a D. So I spend most my happy hours here at home, in the middle of growing up and getting old. And that will take us into the chorus. And for the chorus, we're going to be playing mostly the first strumming pattern, and only to the last two lines we'll add in that second strumming pattern, just to add some little dynamic shift. So the first and third lines of the chorus are going to be exactly the same. You're going to go from a D to a G, back to a D. And then the second and fourth lines are going to go from a D to an A. So those first four lines all together. But I can still raise hell all night with the bars when I want to. Lay that hammer down to see how fast she'll go. But these days I hang my head on what I won't do, and I've been finding peace of mind slowing my roll. Then the last two lines of the chorus are going to be exactly the same as the last two lines of the verse. So the second strumming pattern switching from B minor to A, then the first strumming pattern on the G, then second strumming pattern from the G to an A, and then the first strumming pattern on a D to finish it off. You learn to toe that line in time as it goes, in the middle of growing up and getting old. So, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. This is a fantastic song. I really do hope that he releases a full version. So if this tutorial was helpful, make sure to give it a like. I'd really appreciate that. And go ahead and subscribe down below to get notified about new content just like this on Thursdays at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. If you're interested in any of the guitar gear or filming gear that you saw in this video, I have links to all that stuff in the description. And if you do end up purchasing using those links, it does help give a little kickback and support the channel. So thank you very much if you do. If you want to check out my original music, it'll be in the playlist in that top right corner. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'll see you later.